Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the eSports Report. I'm Chris Puckett. We are going over everything in the Call of Duty world today. We just talked about what's going on in the league matches. Big matches tonight. You're going to see names like Evil Geniuses, Optic Gaming, two of the squads that will be at the X Games. Also, FaZe Black, who is hoping to be in the running. And we're going to have another squad, Team Caliber. Currently pretty high on the Pro Points leaderboards. We'll tell you, did they make it into the X Games with FaZe Black? All of that coming up in a minute. But first, we got to talk about the patch notes from last night's announcement from Infinity Ward. We saw Call of Duty Ghosts get a brand new update to the gameplay, and here's some of the things they worked on. The Bison, reduced headshot multiplier, no longer allow for one body, one headshot kills. That's going to make so many people happy. As you may or may not know, we had to ban the Bison after the recent improvements to it. It was just too strong in competitive play. After this new balancing, we will be testing it out, and if everything is good to go, it'll be right back into competitive esports rule set. Max and minimum damage range also reduced, and slight increase to the kick. So not that straight hose of bullets that the Bison used to be. Also, little bit of an improvement to the Vepr. Aim down sight time is faster. Now in line with other SMGs. So a knock on the Vepr in the past, the ADS was a little too slow. Now that is even. IED, we don't use any of this in competitive. However, one thing that I think everyone should have scrolled down and found is Reinforce, a new game mode here. And this is something that's got me pretty excited. Let me read off the description. Reinforce is a competitive round-based game mode. When a player is killed, that player will stay out of the game, search and destroy anyone, until someone on his team captures a control point. So it's a little bit like search and rescue. If your buddy captures a control point, you're back in the game. There's multiple ways to win. You can capture and hold 2 control points, wipe out the enemy team just like S&D, or capture all 3 flags for an instant victory. I'm excited about this, and in the office, I've been talking with a lot of people about Season 3 of the MLG COD League. What do we do next? These game modes, they're great for now, but I think we could change some things up. We've seen some drop zone improvements coming out recently. We've seen this new game mode Reinforce. Are there new game modes that we could be testing? I'm going to be working with a team of people here in the office as well as pro players, and hopefully all of the fans out there. Let's get some community feedback. What do you guys like playing? Are there new game modes, new maps that you would like to see? Would you like to see any new DLC maps being used? New weapons being allowed? Let me know. Give me your thoughts. You can hit me up on Twitter. I'm at MLG Puckett. Well, Ron, we've talked about all of the improvements to COD Ghost and what we've seen in the patch notes. Is it time for X Games? It's time for the X Games, says Ron. We've got some information coming in. Of course, as you know, the top 3 teams from the Call of Duty Championships were invited. That is going to be Envious, who finished second, Optic Gaming, and Complexity. Optic Gaming finishing third, Complexity taking home the $400,000 first place grand prize at the 2014 Call of Duty Championships. Since then, Complexity was picked up by Evil Genius, the roster acquisition of Aches, Crimsix, TP, and Karma. They're still the #1 team in the world in everyone's book. They're topping the MLG COD League Season 2. They will be coming into the event with the #1 seed. We're going to see Optic Gaming and Envy also in the top of that leaderboard, but all eyes were on the other teams that are coming through with pro points. Here's a look at Optic Gaming and Envy real quick. Both of those teams, since COD Champs, making roster improvements. You're seeing Parasite picked up by Envious. Optic Gaming goes and adds Proofy back to the lineup. Embo's going and starting Optic Nation. So those 3 teams got the invite. Everyone else had to fight through and get to the top of the Pro Points leaderboards. And here are the 5 squads that have obtained that mark. Coming in with the top spot, according to our Pro Points, we have Optic Nation. They will be coming through. We have Team Caliber at number 5, FaZe Red at number 6, Curse Orange making a last-minute pickup, picking up Saint, who had more pro points than Croster for this event. And Strictly Business, they had Methods, who was too young for the X Games, Picked up Fizzerp, who had 35,000 pro points. Huge moves here by both squads. They will secure a spot. This is a look at the Strictly Business team. Let's go ahead and show the two teams, Curse Orange and Strictly Business. Strictly Business playing with Fizzerp, Curse Orange. You see Saint, the guy who played for FaZe Black, filling in. Fizzerp, though, is going to be one of my players to watch coming into the tournament. We've seen him in the 2Ks, but we haven't really seen him on the main stage at any MLG events. He has not been on one of the major squads in the MLG COD League Season 2. How does he fill in for Method's position? Does this team's strategy change? Does their play style change at all? Who is going to be the star? With Methods missing, you have John Spacely and Stainville, of course, still on that lineup. For Curse Orange, Saint doing a great job slaying for FaZe Black at UGC Niagara. He showed that he can be picked up by any squad. How far can Curse Orange go? But congratulations once again, your list. We have Optic Nation coming in with the 4th seed overall. Coming in with the 5th seed, let's take a look. Optic Nation, Embos, Killa, Miracles, and Ricky. Two of these guys, Killa and Miracles, your 2013 Call of Duty champions. Embos and Ricky, longtime gamers. Embos, the captain of this squad. They have grinded it out. They're on top of the pro points for a reason, and this is a team to look out for in any tournament. They fell just short of going to COD Champs 2014. X Games could be the event they're looking for revenge. Up next, we have Team Caliber. TK. They're struggling right now in the COD League, but when it comes to LAN events, this is one of the best. They've been to the main stage so many times in the last year. Now they've added Apathy from Strictly Business. You're going to see Sharp right there, the vocal leader, the captain for this squad, calling the shots. He'll be playing with Neslo, their hype man. Also kind of that X-Factor player who can go off at any time. And The Rock, you got Goonjar with the AR. He will be laying down the law. Now joining Team Caliber and Optic Nation for another squad. We're going to have to take a look at FaZe Red in just a moment. But it sounds like we got Strictly Business's Stainville available. Is that what you're trying to tell me, Ron? Let's go to Stainville now. Stainville, you guys squeaked in with the 8th seed. Strictly Business picking up Fizzerp. You went just far enough in the last 2K tournament, or the 5K rather. How are you feeling with today's announcement that you'll be going to the X Games to play for a gold medal?
Oh, I'm just excited, man. I mean, we didn't have that great of a day. We had to beat FaZe Black to make it in, and we fell short. And, I mean, we were fortunate enough that we still had a significant amount of points over them, and they didn't make it through. So I'm just ecstatic right now, man.
Well, I know you guys were grinding out in all the tournaments leading up to this. What are some of the competitions that you, Spacely, and John had been playing in outside of the 5K? Because I've seen a number of you guys in S&D events as well.
Oh, I think between the 4 of us with Fizzerp, I think we literally played in almost every tournament. In a lot of those tournaments, we matched up against FaZe Black and kind of knocked them out early. So we were just trying to extend that lead. We played 1v1s, 2v2s, 3v3s. We were just trying to grind it out.
And, of course, Fizzerp is going to be filling in for Methods for your squad. And what is this pickup going to mean to the team? Do you guys need to change your play style at all? Are you going to be able to bring in the same old strategies with Fizzerp, kind of learning those and filling in? What's the game plan?
I mean, Fizzerp, he mainly only plays S&D as of lately, so we kind of got to get him back into the respawn rotation a little bit. But when we were playing with Methods, I was kind of running around with the sub a little bit because Methods feels more comfortable with an AR, but now I get to kind of stick to my roots and let Fizzerp run his objective play. I think we're going to be pretty good, to be honest.
I like it, man. Well, when you got the initial news, were you nervous? Did you know that you had this spot locked in? What were your thoughts leading up to the moment when I officially said you were coming in?
After we lost to them, we're just hoping that they wouldn't make it through FaZe Black, I'm referring to. And after EG beat them, we just had to calculate pro points in our end and make sure no one else would make it through. We're actually still playing, GB tournaments after we lost just to give us any hope that we could. But, we pretty much found out Sunday night that we were in.
I like it. Well, you guys are in, and speaking of evil geniuses, they helped you get here by taking out your competitor, FaZe Black, who is just a few thousand pro points behind you guys. Evil Geniuses is actually going to be in your group. In fact, Ron, I don't think we've shown the groups yet. Let's bring this up when it's ready. But in your group, you're going to have the number 1 seed, the number 8 seed, which is you, SB, and you're going to have 4 and 5, Optic Nation and Team Caliber. How do you feel about this group? Can you finish in the top 2 here?
I think it's possible. I think anything's possible in Call of Duty, but I think those are good teams for us to be playing against. I mean, EG, no one wants to be in their group. But the other three, I feel like we can match up well with them.
Now, how these group plays will work out is the top seed will play the bottom seed. The middle seeds will play each other. The winners of those first matches will face off. If you win in your winners match, you go through. If you lose there, you go down to the finals where the losers will battle it out. It looks like Optic Nation and TK will be facing off in that first round as you'll be facing off against Evil Geniuses. Who do you think you'll be playing? Will it be Optic Nation or will it be Team Caliber if you can't get through Evil Geniuses?
I think we're going to be playing TK. I think Nation's going to win that match.
You think Nation's got it?
Yeah, I think they're going to pull through.
All right, well, here's a look at some of the matchups we'll see in match 1. We got, of course, in Group A, EG, SB, Optic Nation, TK. Now, let me ask you about the other group here. These are the players you might find in the single elimination bracket if you're able to get there. We're going to see this group led by Envious, the team that got second at COD Champs. Behind them, we'll see Optic Gaming. The third seed here, we're going to see FaZe Red. And the fourth in this group will be Curse Orange. So Envy and Curse Orange facing off in the first matchup. Does Curse Orange, now picking up Saint, have it in them to take out Envious, our runners-up from COD Champs?
I don't think so. I think Envy is going to close that series. I'm going to call like a 3-1.
3-1 here. All right, so Curse Orange taking a game. We'll see if they can push it to Game 5. Now, in our second series, this one might be a little bit closer. FaZe Red will be facing off against Optic Gaming. Who do you got here, Stain?
I think that could honestly go either way. It depends who's really showing up. Optic's been playing really well lately, so I'm probably going to give them a 3-2, but might be a last map, last round type of game.
Last map, last round. That's what all of us casters are hoping for. I know neither of these teams would like to get to that point. Well, as I said, guys, don't worry. If your squads lose in their first match, they still have an opportunity to win 2 of their losers matches to get into a single elimination tournament. That 4-team single elim will give us the bronze, silver, and gold medalists for the first time ever in esports. This is a huge opportunity. And Stanville, I know you've been playing Call of Duty since the beginning of competitions. What does this moment mean to you as a veteran?
I don't think a lot of players realize how big it is. It's not just a trophy or a small-time event. Like, medal it's huge. It's on a much larger scale, and there's going to be so many sponsors there, so many opportunities, so many other athletes to meet. It's going to be, like, really huge for esports and Call of Duty in general.
I like it, and, you know, I got to get your predictions overall. Who is going to be walking away from this event with the first ever X Games trophies and medals?
I mean, at this point, you'd have to say EG. It'd be crazy if you said anything else. But, I mean, as a player and as myself competing there, of course, we all want to win. I want to win. But I just think they're too consistent right now.
EG's getting the gold medal according to Stainville, unless someone can pull off the major upset. Once again, Stainville, congratulations to you and Strictly Business on qualifying for the X Games, the first ever esports event held at the X Games. Leading up to June 6th through the 8th, what are you doing in preparation for this event?
All I'm doing is grinding and studying every other team that's going to be there.
I love it. Well, best of luck with the preparation, guys. Thank you for tuning in to the ESR. You can catch Stainville on Twitter. I'll tweet that out after the show. Once again, your final 8 teams. It is official. These are the 8 squads going to Austin, Texas to compete in the X Games. Evil Geniuses with the number 1 seed. Envy, your runners-up from COD Champs, will have number 2. Optic Gaming, number 3. And Optic Nation, number 4. TK, FaZe Red, Curse Orange, and SB are the rest of your squad. So that is going to do it for today. Thank you guys for tuning in to the Esports Report. Before we go, we got to remind you about your X Games passes. Where can you get them? Ticketmaster.com. It's just $89 for the 3-day event. Go to Ticketmaster.com/X Games. If you're smart like me, you'll get the 3-day MLG Premium upgrade for just $100 more. You'll get over $300 worth of goodies from our partners. We have Gunner Optics, throwing in some major discounts as well as some glasses cases. Loot Crate is going to be designing a very special crate just for our gamers. Turtle Beach is going to be providing headsets and also get some of the best MLG swag you can find on the internet. I think we got some special gear coming for our VIPs. Not only that, you get a chance to meet and greet the pro players, hang out with the casters, and get a chance to compete on our main stage. I've been doing the format for the show, and I think I got an hour at least set aside where the VIPs are going to get up, play with the pro players, and some all-star activity. Guys, that is going to do it for today's show. Thank you for tuning into the ESR. Later tonight, we have a major matchup, the Scuff Showdown. It's going down between FaZe Black and Team Caliber. You can catch that live on MLG.tv/COD at 7 p.m. And in honor of that matchup, after this show, right here on the ESR channel, I'll be playing their last matchup from a 2K tournament. This was cast by Benson and I and went all the way to the wire in a 5-game series. You don't want to miss it. Stay tuned to the ESR for TK versus FaZe Black, a preview of what's coming up at 7 p.m.